Welcome back, Western Slope. It is 5:13 on this wonderful Tuesday morning. I'm Josephine Sage. Let's jump right into the forecast. As you take a look outside and as you're headed out and about to work today, we're going to see some overcast skies, and those are going to continue with us throughout the rest of today, even into this evening and about for the next 24 to 48 hours. We're expecting a little bit of some precipitation to roll on in this evening as well. However, before that happens, our temperatures are going to be right around our seasonal average, but dropping below our seasonal average for the end of the work week. We're going to be 10, even 15 degrees below our seasonal average as we kind of wrap that up. Right now, we're just about 5 degrees below what we're typically used to. We've got rain expected for the Grand Valley late this evening and into tomorrow, as well as into Thursday, and up to 2 feet of snow could be expected in those higher regions from that same storm. Right now, it is feeling 36 degrees in Grand Junction, so we're above that freezing point. Montrose is just right there at that freezing point at 31. Further east, a little bit cooler. We're down at 27, 22, and 16 in Gunnison, and these temperatures are only going to drop as we get into tomorrow around the same time. We're going to be about 5 degrees cooler than what we're experiencing right now. Our wind speeds are feeling pretty mild, really less than 10 miles an hour all along the western slope, but as the storm rolls on in, some of those higher elevation regions could be getting an increase in wind speeds, causing maybe possible blowing snow with this kind of spring storm that's rolling on in. Now, our almanac will show us our high today is 59 instead of our typical 58, our low 34 instead of our typical 31. So we're right up there with those warmer temperatures starting to head our way. And if you have a chance to get outside today, I definitely would before we kind of have that wet weather roll on in. 40 degrees at 9 a.m., 51 at noon, 57 at 3 p.m. And this is Sophie, folks, cute little lady. If you guys want to send me a photo of your dog for next week, please feel free to at my email just above. And I do also want to chat about our pollen forecast. We've had a decrease in pollen from last week. Our trees, our grasses, weeds, and mold are all on that low end of things. Trees and mold are just a little bit more than those grasses and weeds, but it is looking like they're going to stay pretty low with this precip that's going to be moving on in. I do want to get into our overall setup for today because this big storm coming in from the west coast is what we're kind of focused on. So as we get into the afternoon hours, that's when it's going to start passing kind of over that Salt Lake area, that Provo area, and in the midst of the evening hours, really those later evening hours, once that sun goes all the way down, that's when it's going to start crossing that border. We'll notice that over the northern and the central mountains, that's where it's going to turn into some snow up to 2 feet. But for us here in the Grand Valley, it's really just staying rain. I do want to get into our snow totals because we'll notice it's not going to happen until early Wednesday morning. Yes, tomorrow morning, where those higher elevation areas will start to gain some snow. But we'll notice only over those central mountains and even possibly a little bit over the Utanas that we're going to get those double-digit snow totals. I also want to get into our snow potential over those other areas because we'll notice here that it's really focused around that Salt Lake City area, that northern area of the United States from the same storm. And as we kind of continue on into Wednesday, that's when it's going to start moving on over the central mountains a whole lot more, kind of dispersing as we get into the evening hours. But we'll notice we still have a chance for that rain and snow to stick around all the way through the end of the work week and a possible reappearance for the weekend.